Hello everyone, this is Dr. Clark in the Center for Weight Loss Success, and tonight on Losing Weight USA, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the weight loss programs that we have here at the Center for Weight Loss Success. So if you're interested in any of these, or if you know people that may be interested in any of these, please go ahead, watch this, share it with them. We have a number of different programs that can work just about for anyone, whether you're trying to lose 5 pounds or hundreds of pounds. All right, here's the official welcome. Welcome to Losing Weight USA. This is real-time answers to your weight loss questions, some of the latest updates on weight loss research, as well as a little bit of expert advice. That would be me. It does give you direct access, not only to me, but you should be receiving the health tips and recipes via the membership portal. Each webinar is going to last about 30 minutes or so. If you have questions, just type them into the chat box as we go along. We'll get to them at the end as time permits, and typically will make time permit. If you think of things once we're all done, just give us a yell here at the Center for Weight Loss Success. The email is success@cfwls.com. Phone number here is 757-873-1880. All right, well, let me get this flipped over here. All right, so lots of different programs here, literally from free to paying for your own surgery, 2-week programs, all the way up to a full year program, losing 5 pounds to hundreds of pounds. Anything from weight loss nutritionals to weight loss fitness, and we've got pretty much everything in between. So as far as weight loss goes, let us know. We'll find something for you. And we also, as you may know, we also do a hormone replacement, hormone optimization, and well, it's through a separate corporation we have here, Center for Hormone Health and Wellness, but I'll mention that as we go along as well. All right, little tour here. Welcome to the Center for Weight Loss Success. This is the front door. If you're pulling in, we're located just on J. Clyde Morris Boulevard in Newport News, just off Highway 64. If you get off of that exit at J. Clyde Morris, heading towards Jefferson, we're just a block before Jefferson. If you got into Jefferson, you got a little too far. So it's about a mile off of 64. This is the reception area. You'll walk in, say hello. They'll be happy to say hello to you, and you can walk in unannounced. You don't need an appointment. Anybody can walk in and get access to any of the information. Be happy to help you out. Education is huge, and we spend a lot of time with education. As you know, if you've listened to any of these webinars, I talk about this all the time. Weight loss is hard. Keeping it off even harder. The education and support side of this whole thing is a major part of what we do. Even if you had weight loss surgery, literally the surgery itself is about 45 minutes out of your life. Now you've got that surgery for the rest of your life. So the education side, support side of how do you get the most out of this, very important. So we do have a big educational classroom, but a lot of the programs occur in here. We do a lot of the activities as well as the sport groups, as well as the classroom educational things right there. But we also record most of them too, so you don't necessarily have to be sitting in the classroom to receive a lot of the educational thing. With technology as it is today, we can easily record things. We can get them up on the membership site, and subsequently you don't necessarily have to be sitting in the classroom to receive all this stuff. But anyway, that's where it occurs. And I just like to remind everyone, yeah, education is huge here. Fitness center, about over a third of the area of this whole building is fitness center. Anyone can join the fitness center that wants to join the fitness center. It's certainly kind of its central aspect is weight loss, because that's what we do with our patients. Our patients actually can utilize the fitness center at any time, but anybody else who wants to join, if they're family members too who want to join, we have discounts for them. But literally anybody can join the fitness center and utilize the facility as well as the personal training sessions. And obviously this is a physician office. So yes, we have clinical areas there. I have a whole area in the back where I see patients. As I mentioned, we also do hormone optimization. So we do little procedures back there as well. So yes, there is that clinical area. It's not like any other physician office is. It's pretty, again, we encourage people to just stop by, ask questions, but still it is a physician office there. So yes, we have clinical area. Nutritional store, most people realize that it exists up there in the front corner of the building. Anybody can walk in the nutritional store. Obviously, we use a lot of this stuff for our patients, but literally a lot of people that have, I've never seen come in here. They'll sometimes do the Jumpstart diet, which we will talk about here in a little bit. And we've had tremendous success, people just utilizing some of the products in the store that have, they're made for weight loss, they're made for overall health. So it can help anyone. You don't necessarily have to be a patient here. All right, so let's get into some of the programs. And I mentioned we literally have them from 2-week programs all the way to a year. We have 4 different 2-week programs. We refer to them as the Jumpstart, Mini Jumpstart, Quick Fix, and 2 Weeks to Wow. They have different components added to them. Anybody in here, if you stop by, can talk to you about them. We have little handouts specifically about them. If you walk into the store, any of them can actually talk to you about them. And then we have what I'll refer to as our flagship program. Our flagship medical program is Weight Management University. It's a 6-month medical program. Kind of with a little side light to that, we have many people, and we just want to get kind of their metabolism checkups. We have kind of a single appointment where I'll go over all their labs. We get a battery of lab tests with that. We'll go over all their labs with them, kind of talk a little bit about this is what you need to do. We can see this. By looking at body composition and a bunch of labs that you have done, I can figure out pretty accurately, this is what you should eat. This is what you should be doing to kind of get your best overall health. That's just a single appointment there. I see a number of times, it's just a number of athletes. We talk about that. So we talk about what's going to work for them. And then again, that's just part of that 6-month Weight Management University. For people that are trying to lose a bunch of weight, that Weight Management University is probably the flagship program. This is where they ought to turn, unless they're looking on the surgical side. So yes, we have a whole surgical program as well. The surgical post-operative program we refer to as Weight Management University for weight loss surgery. It's a 12-month program, walking you through each month the kind of, these are the things to be working on. These are the things we typically see at this time frame after surgery, kind of getting you ready for that long-term maintenance, looking at that lifetime, keeping the weight off long term. So, and again, from 2 weeks all the way to the full year. And then, as I mentioned, we do have that nutritional store and the fitness center, which is open to anybody who wants to utilize those facilities. All right, so let's get into a little more detail. 2-week program, then we have, again, 4 different 2-week programs. I have them on this little box. I realize it's hard to see, but again, if you have questions about them, stop by. There's different pricings for each one, and it depends on what they entail. But typically the 2-week programs are going to use some meal replacement shakes, and it's just how many. Okay, the mini Jumpstart, typically it's a 2-week program. They'll use 3 kind of meal replacement shakes and then use a healthy meal. And we walk you through, this is what you should be eating for the healthy meal. So it includes the box of meal replacement shakes. Then there are also body composition, you know, tote bag, a couple other things that we utilize with that. The price there is a little, about $113. I can't see the prices myself very well on this sheet, but anyone would be happy to go over. They're going to be close to these numbers I'm going to give you. And then the Jumpstart diet. The Jumpstart diet is basically, it's using shakes. It's 5 shakes a day. It's 5 meal replacements a day. That's all you're utilizing. You do it for 2 weeks. People lose a tremendous amount of weight with this. We see routinely from 5 to 25 pounds. About 6 years ago, I personally did this when I was struggling somewhat as well, and I lost 22 pounds in 2 weeks. So I mean, it's pretty amazing. I wasn't hungry. It was easy to do, and there's no thought really involved, which is good and bad. There's no thought involved. It's really easy to do. You just mix the shakes, you have them, you go. Now, since there's no thought involved, then you also have to figure out, what am I going to do after that? And we do have a whole book that we put together about what do you do after the Jumpstart diet. Okay, and so we kind of put that together as well for you. The quick fix is basically using kind of that mini Jumpstart. So there's 3 meal replacements a day, and then a healthy meal. But we also then include some B complex injections, a couple of counseling sessions, Those are kind of the mainstay of that. And so, yes, the price jumps up a little bit. It's kind of $250 or so. The 2 weeks to wow is kind of that same thing, 3 meals a day, 3 shakes a day, and then a healthy meal. Then also the B complex injections. So 2 B complex injections, 2 individualized counseling sessions, but also 2 1-hour personal training sessions too. So again, this kind of jumps up just a little bit there. So it's just under $300, I think. So kind of each one that just kind of scaled up a little bit for kind of what do you need, what do you want out of this whole thing. But they can be wonderful ways to really get a weight loss plan jump started. Again, we routinely see people lose from 5 to 25 pounds using these programs. And it can be a good, and we've had people actually do these over and over, like the Jumpstart diet. So we've had individuals do it for a couple of weeks, then they take a week off, then do it for a couple of weeks. They did that literally for almost a year and lost close to 100 pounds. So you can see some amazing weight loss with this, and it is very safe. The meal replacements, you could literally live on them. You know, if you're on the desert island that had meal replacement shakes and water, you'd actually be fine. You'd be bored to tears, but you'd be fine. Okay, and you could lose a lot of weight. You'd actually be very healthy with kind of doing that. Again, over time, it's not, I don't know why anyone would want to live on those, but you really could. So they are very safe. Anybody can do them. So it's not like, gee, you have to be worried about, you know, is it a safe thing to do? It's like, no, it doesn't need medical supervision. And that's why we lay it all out for you. Anybody literally can do that. All right, then we kind of move into our, what I'll call our flagship medical weight loss program. We refer to it as Weight Management University. It's a 6-month program. It includes kind of a lot of different things. We have a whole getting started package, which is in some vitamin supplements as well as the protein supplements, meal replacements there just to get you started. We do have, you obtain a whole battery of lab tests, and I sit down and have that. It's probably about a 45-minute appointment where we go through your body composition, your lab work, kind of talk about exactly this is what you should be eating. We can figure that out using body composition as well as some of the lab to kind of, and we get really, really close with that. It does include kind of 14 different counseling sessions as well as 14 different modules, online courses that I teach. You have downloadable materials there, so you slowly build your textbook through this as well. So you have something solid that you can go back to as kind of a library that review again down the road. We do include some personal training sessions. You can use live. So we have group fitness classes. It was the body comp anytime you want to do these weekly live webinars. So Losing Weight USA is all part of that as well. So you have weekly access to me if you so desire to ask questions. That's why we do this. And then we have kind of lots of different events that are going on. Then we do the behavior modification classes. So it gives you access literally to the membership portal, which is a tremendous library of educational materials. We have behavior modification classes that are recorded. We do them live again every single week. So we encourage people to come to the live classes. But, okay, you can actually get access to them through the membership portal. So for those people that don't live anywhere near us, they can actually do these things, including even the counseling sessions. We can do counseling sessions via Skype or FaceTime or phone counseling sessions as well. So people are able to actually do this whole program without physically having to come in here all the time. Yes, there are going to be a few appointments you do need to come in, but it actually works fine for people that can actually do this. We have them call in, and we have them or FaceTime or Skype. We can do a lot of these things kind of online. That's the nice part of technology. We can keep up with all that. So all this, again, it's a 6-month program. We really immerse it into all this. It's just under $1,000. We do have payment plans available, and then you can actually utilize that. I know it says down there, yes, the membership, the fitness center is extra, but actually we let anybody who's doing the Weight Management University program, they can utilize the fitness center at any time, as well as and all the fitness classes too. Something relatively new we've been working on is a true digital program where people literally don't, they don't come in at all. I mean, you can do this from anywhere in the world. My Weight Loss Academy, it basically, I walk you through, it's meant to be kind of a 3-month program. We walk you through, there's kind of 14 different modules, but we walk you through this kind of every, first couple of times it's every weekly type of thing, and every other week. We walk you through this whole thing over about a 3-month period of time. And it's subsequently then, here are the things to work on. Here's the educational thing. You kind of build your textbook again. You can download the materials. You can have access to some of the online teaching things. You have access to the membership portal. Certainly, by the e-store, you can get access to any of the products that we have in the store as well. So it's kind of something that literally, for someone who lives nowhere near us and actually can utilize this, it does take a very self-directed person. They need to be kind of, okay, I can do these things. I know that I need to know what are the right things to do, which will walk you through that, and how to do them, which will walk you through that. And if you're very self-directed, we see great success with this. We've seen people lose 25, 30 pounds with this. It's meant to be a 3-month program, but you can literally take it, as long as you want to use this. You can take it at your own pace, so to speak. And then our surgical program, also, I'll call it flagship program for those people that are going through the surgical weight loss. It's a full year, 12-month program. We kind of walk you through the year. These are things to work on at each step. So it includes lots of different things. Again, kind of, you'll have appointments with the counselor as well as myself, but you're also going to have a lot of the access to all the educational classes. We encourage people to come to the educational and fitness classes here, but we also record them all so people can do them online, because I do operate on people literally don't live anywhere near us. Some of them actually out of the country, and then we can still keep access, or we can keep in contact with them, either again phone contact, Skype, FaceTime. There are lots of different ways to do that nowadays. And they still can have access to all the educational materials. Some of the educational materials that you may know are literally delivered to your doorstep, so you slowly kind of build your own textbook there. We have teaching videos with each of these. They're just, obviously they're modified for our surgical patients. They kind of walk you through that whole first year. How do you optimize weight loss? How do you keep that weight off long term? This program used to be just basically $1,000. We've kind of been able to cut that back. Some of that is because we found that it's some of the one-on-one counseling, we can do those online now, so it doesn't necessarily have to be here in the office, and because we have so many people that live outside the area that I actually operate on. All right, now a lot of times, and especially this is becoming more and more common over the past few years due to the Obamacare, if one wants to call it that, I guess, but the exchanges out there, as well as a lot of people, as they get new insurances with the exchanges that are out there, a lot of them, especially in Virginia, do not cover weight loss surgery. And often people don't realize that, but in Virginia, none of the exchanges, so that the Obamacare does not cover weight loss surgery, and more people are kind of using some of these newer insurance plans, which it's great that people now have access to insurance. Unfortunately, many of them do not have coverage for weight loss surgery. In Virginia, in order to have coverage, the employer has to choose to actually purchase the rider on the insurance plan. And so many employers don't purchase that rider, because if they're a relatively small business, it's a significant added extra expense that it's going to help only a minimal number of people, that if it's a relatively small business. Many large businesses will actually have the rider. Some of them still don't. But for that reason, then we've worked very diligently with the hospital as well as anesthesia to try to give as good a self-pay cost as we can possibly find. And we've searched all over the East Coast, and basically no one's been able to kind of match this. So we do have some what I'll call the best self-pay prices around. It does include everything. Basically, it includes kind of hospital, my cost, as well as kind of anesthesia, and actually the full 1-year program afterwards as well. So kind of all included this, for sleeve gastrectomy, which I'm a big fan of. I think it's probably the most economical. It's just under $14,000, so it's less than a used car nowadays. And so this is something that can literally change your life. So if you can get financing, then it's relatively straightforward. It won't put you back that much, and it's less than a used car. So subsequently, then it'll last a lot longer than the used car will too. So it can be truly a life-changing thing. So just because you don't have insurance doesn't mean, hey, we can't actually proceed forward if this is something that could truly benefit your overall health. And obviously, we see a lot of people that may have had weight loss surgery somewhere else, as well as if someone's out far enough from weight loss surgery, they may find, hey, I'm struggling again. We have a whole program back on track after weight loss surgery. We're just in the process. I am going to be working on kind of a true digital. This is using DVDs as well as some of it, but I'm actually working on getting a true digital program up and running. We've got it all written. I just need to get all the recordings done. Which hopefully I will do in the very near future. A few time constraints on me, but that's just, well, somehow carve out the time to get those done. But we also, then it goes along with that whole Back on Track book, which just a year or two ago, Dr. Reese and myself, Dr. Reese is a psychologist who works with with many of our weight loss surgery patients, many of our weight loss patients, and she's got with me is put together this Back on Track after weight loss surgery. It's been a bestseller on Amazon. You can get it through Amazon, but you can also get it here from the store. If you look for information on that, just look at our website, stop in the store. You can actually search me on Amazon. But it has been very helpful for many people. So if you're struggling, I would encourage you, get the book. That's a place to start. And very likely we will have the digital program coming out very shortly as well. And anybody can use it. It's not just our patients, literally anybody can use that. Nutritional store I mentioned earlier, it's open to anybody. Anybody can walk in and purchase things. Everything in there is related to overall health and weight loss. That's all we do. We do weight loss here. We do have a number of things for the hormone optimization as well. So since we also do hormone optimization, so there are things in the store related to that as well. But it's really kind of your best sorts for protein replacements as well as meal replacements. All protein products were not created equally. Most of them out there are actually made for athletes, not for weight loss. It doesn't mean they can't be used for weight loss. So I don't say that you can't use some product outside of it. Yes, you can. But a lot of them were not made for weight loss, and there's going to be what I'll call the art of utilizing some of those protein supplements, which I've talked about in different webinars as well. But all the products there are specifically made for weight loss. We do have pharmaceutical grade vitamins and mineral products. We do have routine in-store events, usually at least once a month, where you have new product specials and kind of highlighting certain products or certain cooking techniques or whatever. And the whole point of this really is kind of, why do we have this? Because when people utilize some of these weight loss products, these supplements, these kind of protein supplements, meal replacements, they lose more weight. And it's got multiple studies have shown this, is that, yes, you can lose weight, just you don't need to use any of these things. That is correct. You do not. But overall, we see people tend to lose more weight. In medical programs, we literally see them lose almost twice as much weight. I can't say that with the surgery programs, but for the medical programs, we see people lose almost twice as much weight when they're utilizing these protein products. In the surgical side, I can't say twice as much, but yes, they tend to do better. I mean, I literally still use a protein shake every single day. I use one for breakfast. Part of it's because I don't want to sit down and make my breakfast. So I just mix it up and I carry it and I go. So, but it also is a great way to get your day started. And so something they can be used forever. It's not just during the weight loss plan. Anybody can use them. They're actually very healthy, even for people that aren't trying to lose weight. So they are open to anybody there. Same thing with the fitness center. The fitness center, anybody can join. Obviously, we can the central core where they're for our patients there. That the kind of the plans that we put together, the training sessions that we put together, the exercise classes, they're directed towards our patients, but still anybody can join this. We typically have specials going on all the time. So even though I put the prices up there on there, we have specials going on all the time, and that they catch you at the right time. You talk to the fitness specialists around there, they can kind of work out some type of plan. But we typically have a $49 initial fee to get people started then. And then if you want to do a month-to-month, it's $39 per month. If you're going to do a full year, you can actually be $29 a month. If you're one of our patients, then again, if you're in one of the programs, we typically let you have access anyway. So anytime the place is open, it's okay. If you want Full access, meaning you can come and go anytime you want. You have to have a special key fob, which is a little bit of an upcharge there. But literally for any of our patients in the Weight Management University or Weight Management University for Weight Loss Surgery, is they can come utilize the fitness center anytime they want to. If they have an extra family member, say your husband or your wife or one of your somebody in your family, a direct family member wants to also join, then we give you a price break there. It's $19 a month. So basically it's kind of less than $1 a day. And you can utilize the fitness center pretty much anytime you want to. It's state-of-the-art equipment, friendly equipment. It's very user friendly. We'll walk you through how to use all these things. All the exercise classes occur there. And then we have a number of different personal trainers there. And if you want to back, personal training package, I'll be happy to set that up for you. And just, you can talk to anyone around here to kind of figure that out, set that up. And then I have what I kind of listed as kind of an a la carte menu. There are a lot of people that they're not necessarily patients. They come in, they use some of our products. We have weight loss vitamin package that's set up. We have B complex injections. Anybody can do B complex injections. They're very safe. Obviously, they require getting an injection, and we see they can be very helpful. I've done a whole webinar on B vitamins. But we do typically run specials all the time, so keep your eye out for specials, sometimes Groupons on there. But routinely, it's kind of the B complex injections are $35 each, or you can get 2 for $60. But again, we routinely run specials, just keep your eye out. Appetite suppressants, we do utilize those. They are for our patients in a program, meaning the Weight Management University on the medical side, or the Weight Management University for weight loss surgery, or there's someone in a maintenance program as well. We can use appetite suppressants. They can work very well even for maintenance. They do have to be monitored. The FDA regulates appetite suppressants very carefully. Therefore, we can't just be handing them out like candy. But if they're monitored, they are very safe to use. We do have to monitor blood pressure. We have to have intermittent little discussions, kind of look each other in the eyes, so to speak, and talk about it a little bit. So there are something that can be very helpful as well. With appetite suppressants, we routinely see, and this is kind of anecdotals that I routinely see on the medical side. You can see usually a good extra 10 to 12 pounds loss. Surgical side, we obviously up an extra 20 pounds or so loss. So they can be very helpful, especially kind of when you're working on that last 10 to 15, which are always the hardest, can be very helpful there. Counseling sessions, one of the thing, I'm not a great counselor. And people often need counseling sessions. Why do they need counseling sessions? Because it's not so much of figuring out what to do. I can tell you what you need to do. It's how do you actually do that? It's how do you make it happen in life? And how do you fix, all the stress that's happening at work, at home? How do you take those stumbling blocks and what are the workarounds? What do you do to get over those hurdles? Okay, that's where the counseling sessions are very important. One of them is kind of figure out where the problem areas are. And now how do I actually fix those problem areas? What do I do differently? Because just knowing what to do, that's relatively straightforward. How to actually make those things happen, that's the hard part. And that's where the counseling sessions can be extremely important. So either someone going through the program or they finish the program and are trying to do maintenance, and we do have counseling packages, a counseling session $45 each, or you can get 6 counseling sessions for $225. We do have kind of a maintenance program set up, which we've been modifying it recently. So potentially this price may change, but $49 a month for people that have been through either a surgical program, medical program. But it basically includes kind of intermittent counseling sessions. So about every other month doing counseling session. You can still continue with the educational classes, the group exercise classes. You can utilize the fitness center. You have continued access then to the members only portal, as well as this program here, Losing Weight USA. So you truly have access to me every single week if you so desire to ask questions. And then all the free stuff. Obviously, we do a lot of things on Facebook. We do a lot of things through kind of social media, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. We kind of things listed out there. So you can find us out there. We have them typically listed on every single newsletter that we have. So in summary, literally from, with free programs, literally you can walk in there and kind of do things, as well as all the way to paying for your own surgery, from 2 weeks to a full year program, losing 5 pounds to hundreds of pounds. from the nutritional aspect to the fitness aspect and literally everything in between. Stop by, check it out. We're located here in Newport News, 645 J. Clyde Morris Boulevard, Newport News. Our phone number, 757-873-1880. You can find us on the internet. It's www.cfwls.com. Our email is success@cfwls.com. So we're easy to find. I encourage you, or if you have people you know could benefit from us, please share this. We'd love to see them, love to help them as well. So if weight is contributing to health problems, please consider the Center for Weight Loss Success. Just call for your appointment, stop by for your appointment. We can help you out. We'll hook you up, so to speak. All right, and then finally, one last thing. If you've been through our programs, we do have actually a fairly good referral program. So if you want to refer people, we have little cards you can give out. If they, if you give the cards out and they give them to us, we give you credit then. If they join the medical program, you can get an extra $50 gift certificate for the store. If they join the surgical program, they get a $100 gift certificate, as well as 6 months in the fitness center. So literally, if you've been through our program, you could have free fitness center for life if you refer a few patients, pretty much. And then finally, if you actually do one of our testimonials, whether it be online testimonial, video testimonial, we've got those cool, if you haven't seen them, the Squad 645 t-shirts. I personally think they're pretty cool. I wear mine routinely over there in the fitness center, so if you see me working out, I'll often have that on. But there is a cool t-shirt there, Squad 645. It's from 645 J. Clyde Morris. That's where the name came from. All right, very good. And then I guess I mentioned this earlier, Center for Hormone Health and Wellness. We do this, it's a separate corporation, so that, and the reason it's a separate corporation is actually I'm as a medical director of that, but I'm actually an employee of a different corporation there, whereas the Center for Weight Loss Success, technically I own it. So it's two different corporations there. I'm an employee of one, I'm an owner of one. But we do hormone optimization if you're interested in that as well, because literally at just about everyone at some point in their life, this actually becomes pertinent. So if you're interested, go to the website we have set up. It's Center for Hormone Health and Wellness. Just write it all out there. It's at the bottom of the slide. Again, it's www.centerforhormonehealthandwellness.com, all written out. And I have about an hour-long video there where I go through the pros and cons of hormone replacement, because it is a controversial subject, which I won't get into right now. We've talked about that in the past. So anyway, but it is something that can be very helpful, and it meshes actually very nicely with some of the weight loss things as well. All right. So if you have questions, we don't see them at the moment, but if you have questions, we covered a lot of information right there. Don't hesitate. Just stop by, pick up the phone, send an email, whatever. So again, it's 757-873-1880 or success@cfwls.com. All right, well, thank you all for listening. A little reminder, stop by the Center for Weight Loss Success. Get your body comp done. I harp on that every single week. You should be logging into the membership portal, and you should be then receiving through this program weight loss tips as well as weekly recipes. Tune in each Tuesday, 6 o'clock for the next webinar. Watch your email for the invite and link. And remember, it's your life. Make it a healthy one. Have a good evening, everyone. Take care.